Hello and welcome back to Meta Monday. Today we're gonna play my personal favorite deck, which is Chaos Zombies. Hello and welcome back to Chaos Zombies. Good to see you here. Let's just have a quick look over the deck. I did a way more detailed deck profile in the last Meta Monday Chaos Zombie video, so check that out if you like. There you can see more details, but like the theory is combination of zombies and Chaos Turbo. So we have the kind of Chaos Turbo package, we have one Zaborg, we have the tribute monsters from the zombies, we have little flip engine to get rid of like their flips or to have an advantage with our flips. We have the brain control since they have a pretty good synergy with the tribute monsters, also the Thunder Dragon, pretty cool here, and the stuff you would see in rather a zombie deck or a Chaos Turbo deck. And in the side we have a lot of against control, we have a control side and some stuff against Turbo, spicy little Divine Wrath, which power you will see today also. And yep, this is the deck. Like I said, for more details, just look at the first episode of Chaos Zombies in Meta Monday, and I would say let's hop right into some matches. So replay number 1 against Capra Sum. Today is a kind of a special episode because I know usually we just do live matches on the Meta Monday, but today we have 3 full replays since I had very cool matches. So let's hop right into the replays. We set a Moth. We don't really care if it gets knocked. This will help us, like I said in the deck profile of our first Meta Monday Chaos Zombie video. And we set a knock. Since we have 2, we can set 1 as a bait, kind of. Unfortunately, they have a breaker. Well, bait taken, but I think retrospective, of course we have the Moth. That's why we set it. Pretty cool. So we get back the knock, have a use of the Moth, since this hand was pretty awkward. We draw into a Spy. That's pretty cool. Sometimes, unfortunately, it can happen that Book of Life is not live. So glad we had some advantages with the Moth and the knock. And by the way, I was just recording a replay and I thought it's Chaos Zombies, and it was so funny because I was recording like 4 minutes and then I realized, man, that's not Chaos Zombies, that's Chaos Turbo. So I was recording and saying, yeah, that's like our zombie theory and blah blah blah, and then it was just Chaos Turbo. Kind of funny that I mixed up something, made some wrong notes. It's funny, but let's continue here. And by the way, we have the first time, this is kind of a premiere with our new Turbo layout. I think it fits pretty good here since this is also Turbo. Chaos, not Turbo. And I really like that new Chaos layout with the Kaiku. The little Sangan, pretty cool, I think. And since Tsukuyomi is now in the control layout, here is the Kaiku and the Sangan. And the jar in the corner, pretty cool. Let me know what you think about it, as always, in the comments. So we drew into Pot of Greed. So this hand is pretty interesting since we have so many dead cards. The Book of Lives are dead. We have a Snatch, which is okay, but like, we could decide to chill, do nothing, since our Spy resolved, which is very good, or use the card D, but I think that would be too greedy. We should definitely wait till we have at least Thunder Dragons to have some more advantages of it, and maybe when we get some zombies, we can have we can set the Book of Life and then use card destruction, so this can be super huge in the future. I like to have something on field, so we set one of the Book of Lives and we don't want to discard something in end phase for hand card limit. That's why we definitely did the right choice here. So they are in a weird spot now because we have the Spies, they have a Sangan and a Breaker, nothing more. So we are absolutely chilling here. We are chilling and grilling. Let's see what they do. Nothing really to do here if you ask me. So they set a monster, get to defense with the Sangan. We draw into Turtle. So we have a zombie finally. We got 2 knocks, so we slam that knock definitely on this set monster, which is a Night Assailant. They just banished 1, so they neither play 1 or 2, and one is in hand. Let's see. Glad to see that go. So and now I think we play the Turtle, go to full aggressive mode, go to attack with at least 1 Spy, crash into the Breaker, get a Kaki or a Vampire Lord. I think at this point, Vampire Lord is even better, because if they have a face down Spy, for example, we have the knock, and we don't have any protection cards, and that's why it's low. I think it's better to have a Vampire Lord, since he would come back in standby if he gets destroyed by, I don't know, Raigeki Breaker or so. Look at this, Chaos Zombies at its finest. So now they have a Dark Engrave. We call, I think, mostly I call Trap. In this case, we call Spell, since we don't care if they set them off. They get rid of a book, we attack into the Sangan. And also, if they would like get back something good, like the pot or so, we would still have the card destruction to let them get rid of it again. That's one cool point of the card destruction I really like in general. So let's see what they search. Search the Serpent. Of course, that makes our card the way worse, but we're in a fine position. We can think about... We could have think about like using Book of Life now to get rid of the dark, but they would still have one more dark, so with the knock, it's absolutely fine. Hopefully they set maybe the Serpent, and we can get rid of it by the knock. Let's see. I want to keep the Book of Life if they have maybe Light Monster Engrave. So they use Storm on our Book of Life. That's a very nice trade. They have a Asura Priest, so we know they have a Light in hand. It's fine. They get rid of our Spies. That's the price we pay if we go so aggressive like before. But, look at this. Alright, not bad. Not bad. Okay, they definitely have Chaos, so they get rid... so they attack into our Vampire Lord. They even play with 2 Book of Moons, so this could be control. Mostly in control, you play Ashura Priest, so they summon a BLS. This Snatch looks absolutely delicious here. So let's see what we draw. Armored Turtle, very, very good. So now we can keep their graveyard clean. We finally can summon BLS, snatch the other one, and this is a GG. Crazy. We had so many plays. If you're ahead with this deck, trust me, it's so great. So we sided into the I'm not sure if we sided into control. We have the Kaiku for sure. I think it's always a good choice. This is with this Chaos Zombie deck or a zombie deck in general, you can have very weird hands like a dead Vampire Lord, a dead Sorg, not so useful Torrential. So it can be awkward. I think here the best play we can do is just setting the Torrential. We decided to go aggressive, play out the Kaiku. I think it's fine. We get a Dark Engrave maybe. They have a Merchant, so this is definitely control. They get a knock, we don't care. I think we sided out definitely the Spy. Maybe we kept in the Moth. They kept the knock, that's one big advantage too. It's like the same advantage in Chaos Warrior. Since you mostly play some flips, the opponent doesn't know, should I side out knock, should I leave it in the deck? And if I play against a deck like this, I always have problems. Should I keep it, should I not keep it? You see what I mean? So they summon a Breaker. We decide definitely to Torrential here because they have to attack. So we chain to summon. They went to battle phase pretty quickly, but of course we chain it. They go hyper aggressive, summon the BLS. I think I would have done the same in that spot. We have a Brain Control, pretty cool. We can tribute. Oh, perfect. We draw a Breaker. So we summon Breaker, get rid of the back row. We do not care what this is. No. We couldn't. Well, yeah, we could choose to Brain Control the BLS and tribute it for Vampire Lord, or we could choose to summon Breaker first, pop the back row, and then get the BLS and banish it with the Brain Control. I think we decided we are greedy. We want to tribute it. Very good. Summon Vampire Lord and get in. Unfortunately, they play Call. So this is kind of huge here. I think this is over. So, retrospective, I would have done the Banish play because maybe they play Call or Prem or whatever, and we wouldn't lose at this point, but GG anyways to Capra Sum. We go into game number 3. So these are the micro decisions you have to make sometimes. This is a hand you want to see. We sided into the control package. Sometimes I do that game 3 because they don't really expect it, and it's so fun to play. It's so fun to play. You got so many level 5s, 6, Level 1 anyways, so cool. So I think here we summon Pyramid Turtle definitely, since they kept in knock last time, so maybe they still kept it. We set the scapegoats, so everything under control. They summon Tribe, which is unfortunate of course, but we have the Book of Life. Perfect, we can get rid of their Serpent. We definitely do not activate scapegoats here. They set a card. We do not care. Even another turtle, very good. I think here this is an instant Book of Life. We get rid of the Serpent. That's the thing you want to do when you play against control. I like that play. We summon Turtle first to see what they have. Maybe they have a Saku or anything we can get out. Yep, that's it with the Mirror Force. Pretty cool. And I think here we definitely activate Book of Life. We don't care so much if our turtle gets destroyed by Tribe next turn. We want to get rid of the Serpent, definitely. I like that play. That's cool. I think retrospective, it would have been smarter to first use Book of Life to get back the turtle, then attack into the Tribe. They would activate Mirror Force. Well, it would be the same outcome. Never mind. It would be the same outcome. We would leave the field with a turtle on field. So now they have to decide if they want to use Tribe. They would have to use a real card, so it's fine. Of course, they get rid of it. But as soon as we get a a Dark Engrave, this looks pretty good. We have a knock against the set monster. Let's see what we draw. They discarded a Metamorphosis, Tsukiyomi. Just perfect here. We summon Tsukiyomi, set the Tribe. If they have a Torrential, we do not care at all. Very cool. I think we attack first. Mirror Force is gone, so that's fine. They have a Book of Moon. That's fine too. We definitely use knock on the set card. And next turn I think they will attack into our Tsukiyomi. Yep. Okay, we didn't we sided out our Moth. That's fine. So they don't have anything engraved. That looks just perfect. Ashura Priest pretty bad here. Since we have the scapegoats. What are we thinking here? I'm not sure. So Tsukiyomi, I think we even set... Okay, we set the Tribe. We draw into BLS, which is pretty good here. So we... I am not sure if we should summon Sorg first, because if this one gets destroyed, we have a Dark again in grave. I think that would be smarter. Yep, that's better. Since they don't have anything in grave, we don't have to fear a Chaos Monster. We know one of the cards in hand is Ashura Priest, so not much that can come and hurt us. Let's see. No play from the opponent. So we just attack. We could think about like tributing Sorg for Vampire Lord, get out BLS, but that would be just like dump if you ask me. So we get in with Sorg. Next turn we would have game with as exactly that plan I just told you. These scapegoats are chilling here from like turn 1, I think. So now they set a monster and a back row. We draw into knock. This is just crazy. I don't want to overextend here. Well, Torrential would be the only punish. But I think it's way safer to just knock here. Get in with the Sorg. And chill. They have a Sakuretsu. That's fine. That is fine. We have the scapegoats. Ashura Priest is gone. Their graveyard is not set up at all. So now we have finally a use of our scapegoats. Unfortunately, that Kaiku will won't let us banish for the BLS, but we have time. We got the scapegoats. That's fine. They set a back row. We draw into Premature. That is just great here. So I think we prima back the Sorg. One thing I really like about Chaos Zombies, you have the Premature and the Call anyways in deck for your zombies, for everything. And then you have the Chaos Monsters you can get back with the Prima. And you don't have to decide like in Chaos Turbo, should I leave, like should I get out one jar for a Prima, and that's not so consistent. And in Turbo, you don't have so many targets, and here you have them, and you have the advantage of like getting back a Sorg or a BLS or whatever. Of course, here we could think about like tributing the Sorg or the Vampire Lord to make it not so vulnerable against Regeki Break, MST or whatever. We did this. Oh, we were main 1. Okay, then that makes total sense. Unfortunately, they have a scapegoat. So now we have to wait a little more till we get maybe game or some damage in. Let's see. But like the position, pretty cool. If we draw into some traps, that would be great. No trap till now. We have a Spirit Reaper. I think we summon it. I think it's fine with 4,000 life points. No graveyard setup from the opponent still at all. And we get... Okay, I just wanted to say, and we get rid of one more scapegoat. But that is the more conservative way, which is also fine. We just have to make decisions. And maybe I didn't want to block my field, so now they have left 2 scapegoats. I think this is a good timing for BLS because we have the space, the Mystical Space Typhoon against a potential snatch. Yep, we discard Thunder Dragon, fail to find, get out the BLS, attack with the Lord into 1 scapegoat, then attack with the BLS and directly. Chaos Zombies at its finest. We set the MST, of course. Chill. Not much they can do. Not much they can do. If they have a snatch, cool. We have the MST. Tribe is gone. Maybe Serb into meta would be the play. That would be pretty bad, actually. That would be pretty bad. Premature. Yep, we got an MST for that. Of course, maybe they want to get out our MST. Yeah, it was like target, but they only have tribe. Yeah, I think that's it. Lightning Vortex. You are not serious. Damn, what the hell. Okay. Didn't see that coming, but Vampire Lord gets back. And we definitely summon the turtle. Man, that Lightning Vortex really did its job. We attack with the turtle first. I think it would have been better to... no. I think it's the right direction because it would have been game with the Lord, so it's absolutely fine with that decision. So now they have Tsukiyomi. Graveyard still not set up. Still not set up. They set a monster. We know now this is Tsukiyomi. We have a storm. Perfect. If they have scapegoats, okay. It's a metamorphosis. We attack with the Lord. They set the Pyramid Turtle, I think. Yep. We set the Spirit Reaper and chill. So look at this, what they have. We don't really care since Vampire Lord would come back anyway, so we just attack with the Lord. They left the duel. Let us wait. Of course, I think they were tilting pretty much here. We win this game. We had 3 games here, pretty cool. Against Control, Chaos Control, I don't know. Of course, it's kind of unfortunate for them that they didn't had anything here for Chaos, but could have played some Metamorphosis stuff, but we got rid of the scapegoats soon enough, luckily for us. But this was match number 1. Let's hop right into match number 2. Replay number 2 against Bobby. Big plays. I think I know this person. I think we played against each other before. I think even in like unrated matches. I'm not sure right now, but I did definitely recognize this person. And I always have to think about Summon Skull if I think about him. So welcome to the video. Maybe again, I'm not sure if he was on one of our videos before. And I'm always like writing, so like I don't know if you remember me, blah blah blah, and then like, yo brother, and I was instantly like, okay, good, he remembers me. That would be kind of weird. Nice, nice. He's been watching us. Super cool. Yeah, if some of you wonder about my English, some people do. Doesn't mean for like a compliment for myself, but I've been hanging around pretty long time in a hostel, in a bar to drink, and there were so many people from all over the world, and there you finish your last English skills kind of. So that's why, if you may wondered, and Bobby wondered too. So yeah, I said like the same stuff to him as I told you to you right now. So Bobby discarded Thunder Dragons, set one monster. We discard also Thunder Dragon. Have a Pot of Greed, have card destruction. Unfortunately, still dead BLS, but that can change soon. We definitely hit the pot here. Draw into Mirror Force and the Book of Life, which is all again dead. Well, I think we can even think about card destruction, but if we do, I would set the Prima first, and I think the Regeki break, but I think we just set the Regeki break at the Mirror Force. That's fine. Sorry for my nose. I got a little allergy today. Hope it doesn't bother you too much. So Sangan is going in. Sangan beats starting. So it seems like they tributed for the Thunder Dragon to get a search and have a Dark Engrave. They get a Sinister Serpent. Alrighty, nothing more. We draw into Tribe. It's fine. I think we have the Premature Burial. We can definitely afford to get over that Thunder Dragon. I assume Bobby will bring out Chaos next turn. Maybe to get rid of the Tribe. Let's see. But if you look at our hand, I think the position we are in is definitely okay. They're thinking Rain Control. Alright, that's an out. Maybe tribute for Thunder Dragon. Well, after attacking, of course. That's the right play. Or maybe some spice. Oh, okay, of course. That's way smarter. Didn't think about that. Yeah, if you have the Serpent, you can get rid of it that way. So now we can... Okay, perfect. Now we can use Raigeki Break to discard the Vampire Lord. Or we use card destruction. Okay. You see how differently I sometimes play, but well, I don't know what's better. Having a BLS or a Vampire Lord? You decide. Alrighty, so we decided to get rid of the BLS since it's dead. Both this place, at least our Book of Life is live, but I'm not sure. I am not sure. But we can banish the Sinister, which is pretty huge. And still can get rid of their set monster with the Raigeki Break if we want to. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It was sitting there, was like, that spy's 100%. That's a spy. So we know it's not Sinister, we know it's not Sangan, so it has to be a flip monster. We decided to attack. Of course, it's a spy. Then we set our spy, and I think that is it. We played pretty much into Storm. I don't like that play so much. I think the BLS play would have been better, because well, their Chaos is live. Their Chaos is live. So maybe BLS would have been overkill. Okay. But with the BLS play, they wouldn't have gotten into Spy. I'm not sure. You tell me. You tell me. We draw into Spirit Reaper. That doesn't do anything here. But like with Raigeki Break and Creature Swap, or Tribe, we got the Tribe. Perfect. So I think we discard Creature Swap here or Torrential because we have a field anyways. And we have the Mirror Force. Yep. Perfect. Get out Spirit Reaper. Get in there. Perfect. Sinister is gone, so we definitely hit a real card. Also, Thunder Dragons are gone. We call Spell again, or Trap. We call Spell. Really like that. Yeah, they get rid of the knock. It's mostly the first choice target to get rid of. Now we declare the effect of Spirit Reaper. Let's see what we hit. Metamorphosis. So, of course, we are playing against control. Okay, we saw the Metamorphosis here already. Yep, big turn. Big turn. We still got the Raigeki Break. We still got the Mirror Force, so we should be fine here. Breaker. So, yeah, I think we want to Raigeki Break that. I don't think we need the Breaker. I don't want to play into Torrential anyways. Creature Swap could have been an out against, like, Monster. But let's see. Snatch, Steal. So, Mirror Force is still in the game. I think we bring Reaper to defense and attack with the other two. Instead of, like, playing completely into Torrential. Why did we turn Spy to defense? Don't go for lethal. Well, Vampire Lord would come back anyways. That's interesting. Well, 2 manas are gone. Do we want to use Tribe here? They have a ring. Okay. Ring against the Tribe. That's why they activated Scapegoats. Yeah, I think we do nothing else. We could think about setting Snatch to play around Duo, but I'd rather have a Storm. I think than a Duo. Got the Snatch, we got the Mirror Force. If they have Torrential, it wouldn't be the biggest problem because Vampire Lord gets back anyways. And they would get rid of their monsters too, so we can comfortably summon Breaker to get rid of the back row. It's a Mirror Force, so this one paid out. Use Spirit Reaper to attack into the token and the Breaker, and then Vampire Lord, of course, attacks into the third Spy. Was that a mistake? Okay. Was in hand the whole time. Crazy. So, graceful, right at time. That's always the moment when BLS is coming. Yep. But we got the Snatch. We got the Mirror Force, so it doesn't really matter what they do, they lose, so. Mirror Force. Then we Snatch the Spy. Or Brain Control. I think Snatch's better. Don't give the information. Okay. Okay, GG. GG. We won game 1. Let's see what game 2 brings. Well, it brings us a Pot of Greed. So, 2 set back row, 1 set monster from Bobby. They just shoot us. We don't care so much. They picked Tribe, so we're left with Book of Life, Knock, Premature, Pot of Greed, and the Zaborg. So I think we definitely knock first. I don't know if we left in spy, but I don't think so. Nope. That's just like a game 1 gimmick against like turbo. So we draw into MST and Faith. So we left in the Faith, which is good, I think. So we could think about setting Moth, which is the only thing we should do here, I think. Yep, and set MST. Hopefully we can get this through so we can get a new pot. And if they knock it, your Moth is gone too. Mr. Bobby Big Place. That name is going down so good, Bobby Big Place. So you see my theories here in chat also. We draw into Sangan, which is cool. We flip them off to get back the pot. Slam in the pot. Into Parshath. So we sided into Parshath and Zaborg. Can be cool with the premature. We definitely tribute for the Parshath. I'm glad we found something we can tribute over. That is not Zaborg because it would kill himself. Drawing even into duo. So sorry, Bobby. Love getting a plus with Parshath. Such a cool card. Such a cool card. So we hit the Storm. That is pretty good here, of course. They have a Zaborg of their own. Now we can comfortably set all we want without fearing a Storm. But I think we can leave Book of Life in hand. If they have a duo, I'd rather have this discarded in this situation than the other two. But I think... Oh, I think they have a Snatch. I even remember here. But we got the MST. And they're like, oh, never mind. Yep. I know Air Knight can, like, flash back to you. But, well, we draw into Cocky. We got Prem and Call. We definitely just summon Zangan. Try to get in. We got the call anyways. If they have Torrential or Mirror Force, we do not care at all. Raigeki Break, it's fine. So we get in with the Zangan. And then I think we call back definitely the Parshath. Yep, drawing into Kaiku. Set the Book of Life in that case. Yeah, if Kaki gets discarded, it's fine. Looking good. Looking good. Well, this looks like a very, very clean win. We, yeah, epic match, man, lol. Sorry, Bobby. We, tribute for Zaborg. And I think that's it. Get a plus from the Parshath. They have Scapegoats. Okay, this is not over. This is not over. I definitely should have attacked with Zaborg first. That's on me. But it's fine. We got even the Lightning Vortex, so... yeah, just got it all, sorry. And now, I think they have something important in grave. Well, yeah, the lights. We use even Book of Life to get back the Cocky, which we discarded with Lightning Vortex. You see the synergies here. I love it. I love it with the discard, with the Book of Life, banishing something from the opponent, and they draw into Thunder Dragon. And that is it, Mr. Bobby. Mr. Bobby Big Place, thank you so much for the match. Sorry, we super sacked you. But you are in the video, at least that. Always nice playing against you. Hopefully we'll do again on the channel, then you may win, let's see. But folks, that's it for match number 2. Let's hop right into match number 3. So, I just recorded the whole, no, not the whole, the half of this match. And so I didn't click on record, so Here we are again, playing against yugioh. I hope I spelled that right. This is a recent match from yesterday I really wanted to add. I didn't remember so much when I started this match before. Now I do remember a little bit more. They have for me in the situation, kind of a weird control build. Not weird, but not so common. So let's see how this goes. We set the Faith, although we don't have a spell, because I wanted exactly this situation. Maybe they knock it, we get rid of their moths. Pretty good. We didn't know, of course, at that time if this is a control build, but that was a risk I wanted to take. They have a breaker. We decided to chain the Regeki break because the Thunder Dragons would have been useless, kind of. Anyways, I know breaker is not the biggest threat, but I think that was the right decision. They have a pot, set one back row, and here I think we just summon Spirit Reaper, try to get in and get a plus. Attack directly. So we kind of get a plus because they activate Book of Moon. That's always a -1, or mostly a -1 for the opponent. They also set a monster and a back row. We draw into Sangan, which is great because then we have maybe a Dark Engrave. Summon Sangan. I think we keep the Reaper in defense. Get in. It's the Night Assailant, so they get rid of the Reaper. So now the Sork is live. DD Warrior Lady. Unfortunately, it will out our Sangan, but that's fine. We avoid another light in the graveyard. Now we can just comfortably summon Pyramid Turtle and get in. We could have thought about also summoning Sork because we have to call anyways, but I think that would be too aggressive. I want to have call live before I do that, and I think that's fine. I send another back row and another monster. So now we draw into Premature Burial, so now I think is the time to do a more risky play, summon out Sork, get in with the Sork in case that's Spy. We would at least get rid of one of them. It's a Serpent, and we attack with the Pyramid Turtle. Wished myself a Book of Life here. And here we have to decide, do we want to be more aggressive and call back the Turtle, or keep the call for the Sork maybe? We decided, let's go in, keep the pressure, attack with the Turtle. So opponents at 4400. Let's see what they do. Getting back the Serpent, I assume. They have a duo. Unfortunately, they get rid of our Premature Burial and the Thunder Dragon. Then they Prima back their Night Assailant. I was really wondering here what they do, but it looks like they have a book or a Tsukiyomi. They book down their Night Assailants, get back Tsukiyomi, kind of those, I don't want to say desperate plays, but you have to do something, and that's the way to out either the Sorcerer or the Turtle. I decided let's attack with the Sorcerer first, because I thought they maybe want to get rid of him and not of the Turtle. They got rid of the Turtle, that's absolutely fine. For us, we set the Brain Control, we drew. We have something on field. And now we know the set monster has to be Serpent or Tsukiyomi. Here we have to decide, should we use the Storm we just drew? And I said, man, yes, I want to keep that Sork. I don't want to be left with a Brain Con, so we get rid of all of them. It's a Murphos and a book, so very good. This paid out huge, and we attack into the monster. We don't care which one it is. And of course, it's the Serpent. So they're left with the Tsukiyomi, a Serpent, and a unknown card. They get back the Serp. And I think they, depending on what they drew, yeah, okay. Another T-set. That knock is coming right on time. We banish the Serpent, perfect. We attack for 2300. Unfortunately, there come the Scapegoats. As always, right on time. So that's it for that turn. They set a back row, so we know last card in hand is Tsukiyomi. Doesn't really matter if we banish here or attack, since Mirror Force is out, but I think banishing is always the safer play. So we banish one of the tokens and set our spy. So let's see. They do nothing. Alrighty. So we have to assume that is torrential, maybe. So we flip spy to see if it's torrential. We don't really care if it is. We get rid of their tokens, that's fine. I wouldn't, it doesn't really matter if you would have banished before, because if it's torrential, okay. Well, we get back to Turtle with the Book of Life and banish the Night Assailant, since it's a flip monster and they have maybe an advantage with Raigeki Break. We attack. They're left with 1400 life. Chaos is still not live. They have a Tsukiyomi. Knock play, as it seems. There we go. Let's see what we draw. Of course, they attack with the Tuk and have another back row. We draw into card destruction, which does nothing here, unfortunately. So we keep it in hand since Duo is gone. And hopefully they don't have so much. They set a monster, presumably Tsukiyomi. Glad we left the card destruction in hand, so Raigeki Break is at least is live. Vampire Lord, so now we can think about using the card D, but I think we can wait another turn. We can also use the Raigeki Break and discard the Vampire Lord in any kind of emergency situation, and the card destruction becomes better if we have more cards. So I think that's fine to wait. We are healthy enough. So let's see. Yeah. We draw into knock, so I think we definitely use the knock, although we know it's Tsukiyomi. Okay. We know it's Tsukiyomi, so this would be kind of a wasted knock. I wanted to wait. I remember, I wanted to wait till they set a new card, so we know this is more important. I know this can't be a Moth, but if it's maybe a spy or something else, this would be way better. They set a monster and another back row, and I think now, okay. Here I misplayed, unfortunately. I was thinking if I chain Raigeki Break, Trap Dustshot isn't live. Of course it is live because I had 4 hands. While they activated it, I was saying, please next time ask for, like, wait till I pass Prio. And here I was asking if I can change my discard. And they were so kind and let me discard the Serpent. So Vampire Lord goes back to deck. Very kind. Thank you, Hogia. Hung, Hung, or whatever. So we play the knock, it's a Night Assailant. We wait another turn, and maybe next turn we can have an advantage with the Serpent and the card D. We use the Raigeki Break on the Tsukiyomi, by the way. So we draw into Ring, pretty cool. So this can be lethal, like anytime. We set the ring. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I wanted to attack with the Serpent since we have the ring anyways and can protect it or like win with it anyways. So I think that's cool. And we definitely don't set it, although both knocks are gone. But here they use Amnesty on our ring. I decided let's ring the Serpent, because then we have a little damage for the opponent and we get our Serpent back to hand to have an advantage with the Graceful Charity we just drew. Very nice. It's crazy how different that duel would look if we if the opponent wouldn't let us change the discard. But that's how it is sometimes, drawing into Duo, Pod, and a Turtle. So here we definitely discard the Serpent. And here I was thinking, do I really want to keep the duo? Do I really need the duo? Well, for more information maybe, but I kind of saw more potential in the card destruction in that case. But I didn't even activate the pot because of Dust Shoot, so we summon Turtle and win here. Thank you for, again, for letting us change the discard. Of course, in a tournament, I think they would never say yes. I wanted to say yes and no in one. Yo. And my nose is driving me crazy today. So they start, they set a monster and 2 back rows. And think in end phase, alright. Okay. Okay, they have a Dust Shoot. Unfortunately, well, that is kind of difficult for them, because we have the Book of Life, we have the Pyramid Turtle, we have the Sinister, we have the Thunder Dragon. So you have to decide, do we want to avoid like the plus from the Thunder Dragon, the kind of infinite plus with the Serpent, or the advantages with the Turtle? They decided they want to get back to Turtle. I think, since we play Zombie Chaos, not like Turbo, I think that's the right decision. Our Book of Life will be dead, so that's an instant plus kind of for them, and the rest is not really threatening or anything. So I think they decided right. We discard the Thunder Dragon. This time we can search out 2. And I think we knock here, definitely. And I think even either summon the Serpent or set it. I think we summon it, yeah. We are super healthy, we can avoid it. We can afford it. Sometimes I mix up words and I get the funny sentences. I realized that with the word rather and either or neither. Sometimes, you see, it's not my mother language, so please forgive me about that. I think that was wrong again. Yeah, I decided to summon the Serpent because it won't get knocked. Maybe we can tribute it off for the Thunder Dragon. They have a Kaiko, unfortunately. They banish one of our Thunder Dragons, and of course we draw into another dead Book of Life. I think here we have to set the Serpent to avoid any more damage. Hopefully they don't have a knock. They have an MST, so they took the bait kind of for the Book of Life we set. Unfortunately, they have a Serpent on their own, attack into ours, and it will get banished by Kaiku. Of course, that is always the risk you take, but I wanted to have any kind of defense. So we draw into Tribe, which is just hilarious here. We summon Tribe, use the effect on Kaiku, discard a Thunder Dragon, and attack over their Serpent. So hopefully we can get any kind of zombie to the graveyard to banish maybe the Serpent in the future. Let's see. Tsukiyomi. Yup, of course. Well, we got the Prima. If we have to like get back the Tribe at any time, their field is open. I think we just set the MST and pass the turn. They play Dust Shoot, so it's always good to play to stay under the Dust Shoot. They get back the Serpents. They have 6 cards in hand, so okay, now they have 7 cards in hand. They discarded Thunder Dragon, so they have definitely more advantage than we do. But let's see. They summon another Kaiku. Well, can't do anything about that. Looking bad. I don't know what can save us here. Maybe a Snatch or maybe a Graceful. That's fine too. Drawing pretty lucky today. Into Divine Wrath, Pyramid Turtle, and a Air Knight. Very, very cool here. I remember that Divine Wrath plays a role in this match. Super cool. I decided to bring it in. I'm testing it right now, but I think I never used it since I have it in the side deck, because you just play one and it is kind of situational. It is sometimes hard to test it, but negating a flip effect in damage step is just so huge. It's just so huge. So here we get back the turtle. Ah, yeah. That was a misplay. We can't do it because we can't banish. Doesn't really matter. We get back the Air Knight. Attack over the Kaiku. Get a little sweet plus here to our own Kaiku. And here I decided, yep, definitely summoning Kaiku to avoid chaos from the opponent. We will activate Book of Life to at least get rid of one of the darks. Unfortunately, they still have another one, but I think it's fine. We set the Divine Wrath. They ride into Storm, but I really want to be prepared next turn. Snatch Steel, we got the MST for that. Pretty nice. They set a monster, and now we don't have to fear anything. Anything because of the Divine Wrath. We have even discard fodder. Do we have game on field? 31, 41, 49. Unfortunately not. But that's not a problem. I decided to not use the Reaper because we were pretty low. We attack into a Night Assailant, and here Divine Wrath is doing its thing. Negating Night Assailant to keep our Kaiku around. We get a plus from the Parshath into Snatch Steel. We attack with the Kaiku, can banish the darks. Look at this, if Kaiku would have been destroyed, I bet they had chaos. I bet they could have summoned chaos, maybe even 2 chaos, and we would just lose. So pretty good example here how Divine Wrath can work. We set the Spirit Reaper. I think we keep the Snatch Steel in hand. And I don't think they have anything to beat us here. Okay, Metamorphosis. That's a play. Get out Tear. Steal the Air Knight. Tag over the Kaiku, I assume. If they don't have a back row, this is a sealed game. Yep, there we go. Even the pot, we don't have to slam it. We just snatch the Tear. And win this match. Win this match. Yep. So you see, Divine Wrath can be super good, especially if we have like discard fodder, like Thunder Dragons. Of course, that Graceful was pretty good, but that's the game. That's GOAT format. They had answers. We had answers, of course, but really wanted to show you guys this. And sorry guys for having 3 replays on Meta Monday, but I really wanted to show off some games I had with Chaos Zombies. I really wanted to have Bobby in the video. So guys, this is it for today's episode of Meta Monday with Chaos Zombies. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs up. Constructor signing out. I wish you all a great week. See you next episode.